Why unprivileged user can't change file ownership? From chown 2. Only a privileged process, Linux, one with the _chown capability, may change the owner of a file. The owner of a file may change the group of the file to any group of which that owner is a member. A privileged process, Linux, with _chown, may change the group arbitrarily. What's the reason for this restriction? Why an unprivileged user can't change file ownership of a file it owns, i.e. nope, etc. Shadow.
Well, if anyone could change the ownership, then anyone could change the permissions to gain access to any file on the system. This is bad not only from a malware standpoint, no sudo required, but from the standpoint of a sysadmin. If any of the users could change any of the files, then file permissions are useless.
Because then the user can evade file system quotas. If I've got a quota of 100 MB and you've got a quota of 100 MB, I can upload 100 MB, commodate plus, or chown you, then upload another 100 MB.
By allowing users to give away files, you run afoul of various features of the OS, such as
it's just a personal choice of the Linux designers not to allow it. All the pseudo-security reasons given are specious, as there are Unix systems that allow this. I think this functionality came down to whether or not your Unix's behavior followed System V, AT&T, or Barclay's Unix, BSD. As for other security issues mentioned, impersonating another user, or even root via setuid. Non-issue, changing owner clears any setuid bits, UG. Having insufficient privileges to undo a mistaken chown. Not really a security risk, but it might be on systems that allow changing user. You can change it back if it is in a directory you own, otherwise, be careful. Making it appear that someone else had created a given file. It would still be in a directory that is writable by you. I.e. you couldn't move it into their home dir, unless they have it open for write to your group or all, or you specifically if ACLs are available. Setting up cron jobs to run on other users' accounts. Again, wouldn't work, since the crondias are owned by user and not set to even be readable by other users, let alone writable. If anyone could change the ownership, then anyone could change the permissions to gain access to any file on the system. Nope, only if the user owns the directory containing that file. I.e. I can give a file named password to root, but I couldn't move it into etc. unless I have write permission to etc. Quoters. A potentially valid point, if you use quoters, but it seems like it would be easy to detect if you sum up disk space by home dir, the only problem would be in dirs that are writable by multiple users. In which case, maybe going by the owner of that dir. It may be the case on those systems that support giving away files, that you can only do this in directories that you own, but it's been a long time since I've actually been on a system that allows this, so I don't remember the exact restrictions. I seem to remember there being some trade-off for allowing giving away files. E.g., on systems that allowed that, something else wasn't allowed that Linux does allow, but can't remember what that was offhand. I'd say the above answer should be unmarked as the answer, as it's not the real answer. It's more a design decision, I just don't know what the trade-offs were. There may be security issues not raised above that would be valid concerns, but the ones above aren't valid. IMO, it should be a system settable value in proc, but generally speaking, I think most people don't care that much. If there was a strong need for it, chown could be security enhanced and modified to allow it and then set up with setuid root to enable it to implement such a policy.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking,